Alright, so in this video tutorial Photoshop 101, we're going to go over the pen tool and everything that's underneath its little tab here on the side. So hotkey for the pen tool is going to be P, or you can click on the pen tool. The pen tool I don't use ever for really any reason. It's not something that is useful for the type of designs that I make. I find that it's easier to just use your brush. It's kind of like the pencil tool that's in the brush section. Again, something that's not used that we went over before. There's a few different options for the pen tool. You have your standard pen. The standard pen tool, every time you click, it will create a new section of that line. And then you can just create random shapes. If you click and drag, you notice you get that little curvature to it. It's something that allows you to create funky little shapes like that. It's something that's not necessary. There's better ways to make shapes using something we'll go on later on down here in the rectangle tool section, that you can get shapes that are made, or you can create your own shapes that you can add into stuff. Using the pen tool to make stuff is kind of a pointless thing in my eyes. It's something I don't ever use, but again, we're going over everything in this section and then allowing you guys to make up your own minds on what you want to use and create. So you've got the standard pen, and then you have the freeform pen. The freeform pen doesn't create those little dots. You literally just draw whatever shape that you want to draw and connect the lines back together, and then it will generate that shape for you, whatever you drew. So you have this little random weird shape here that I just squiggled on there, but again, something that's not super necessary. And then you have the curvature pen tool, which is a newer pen tool that they added recently in Photoshop in the past year or so, which you can create curved lines, so it gives you better curves. It's not anything that's like fancy or special, I don't think. It just kind of over accentuates the curves that you have, so you don't get as choppy curves for this. Like as this first shape that we did, the curves flow a little bit more smoothly together. Again, not something that we use a whole lot. You can add anchor points, so I can add another point inside here, and then I can drag that point out and around. Say I wanted to add another spot inside there, and you can do that with that, or you can remove anchor points with this next little section. So we'll click and we'll get rid of that one. So we want to make this line just curve over to that side, and then with the curved one, you can grab these little sections here that are sticking out and change the shape of them. So I mean, I guess you could in theory use this to create some cool little shapes, but again, it's not super great. I would say this pen tool is probably better for you if you're trying to draw and illustrate without like a stylus or a tablet. I've got a Surface Pro, so I use the Surface for drawing and stuff, or I will be using the Surface for drawing. But with what I'm doing right now, it's not something that I use ever. And then the last one is the convert points. You can just click on a point and it will convert those points and modify and change things around. But this tool is probably the least used one that I've done in Photoshop, just because I find that there's better ways to draw different shapes and different things that I want just using the brush tool. The next little section that we're going to cover the next video is going to be the text type tool. It is extremely used for pretty much all designs that have any kind of text to them. So we'll get into that video next.